Hey everyone, welcome into Siren Records Monterey. It's Fresh Catch Friday, and I hope you had a great week so far. As you know, the list for Record Store Day has been printed, and that is, of course, Saturday, the 22nd of April this year. So I'm just curious if you feel like it, let us know down below just what you're looking forward to. I'm always curious to know what people are wanting and what their desires are. But anyway, this today we're going to look at some of the new releases, reissues, and represses that came out today on vinyl, and or recently. Let's just say that. But let me see. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, hi, welcome in. And this is where we just talk about the new releases or a section of them. There's so many that come out every week that we just kind of try to get a pile of kind of across the board different genres, just to give you a little sample of some of the stuff that's out. And the list down below goes alphabetically, and you will see things on the list that we don't talk about here in the video, but there's a price with them, and it's just part of the stuff that came out. So if we talked about everything, we'd be here all day. But let's get moving, and we always start with the pick of the week. And I guess this will be somewhat predictable, but I feel like, enough of us have kind of been really waiting on this, and it's Gorillaz, Cracker Island, and this comes to us through Warner Records Parlophone. Now, this is the 8th full-length release from the animated supergroup Gorillaz, and this particular album features a lot of guest appearances. Now, some of the guests, you kind of can see how that would be, but some of them surprised me a lot because they just kind of didn't mesh. But, having listened, it'll strike you differently. So anyway, we've got guests like Bad Bunny and Beck and the Far Side's Booty Brown, Stevie Nicks, Adelaide Omateo, Tame Impala, and Thundercat. So that's quite a lineup here. And they're still, doing it over 2 decades as a group, believe it or not. Gosh, their 8th album here, it shows them going from strength to strength. They're doing a lot of genre shifting on this record, and it's already an exploration about the dangers that come from our online and physical worlds and when they overlap. If 2010's Plastic Beach kind of, critiqued the superficial nature of consumerism and material validation, in late stage capitalism, Cracker Island is a treasure trove of pop culture references. It dives into disillusionment you lose yourself in amidst the artificial society set to collapse at any moment. This is not a physical entity of a region, but perhaps a philosophical manifestation of being disillusioned, and it's a made-up paradise. Its fictional setting could very well be Los Angeles. Part of this album was recorded there, but Cracker Island is very much, it's a state of mind and a state of judgment. So there are plenty of allusions to the Golden State or the freeways, and specifically mentions the city's Silver Lake neighborhood. So, they are kind of pointing a finger at LA. So this comes on black vinyl or this neon purple, and that's got the sticker up there, as you could see. And we also have this available for you on CD here in the store. And the nice bonus with this is that there's a little, while supplies last, we have a few sets of these. These are the trading cards, Gorillaz trading cards. And the set has, okay, I'm going to show them to you as close as I can without a glare. Okay, they're very cool, and even the back of them is gorgeous. All right, so we are going to be giving you a set every time you come in and you buy this, and while supplies last. So hurry on in if you want that. Okay, so having said that, one pick of the week this week, and let's get to what else is on offer. Now this, I feel like we did the CD for this already. This is the vinyl, 5 Seconds of Summer, 5 SOS 5, Deluxe Double LP, on BMG Rights Management. So again, following the 18-month break from releasing music right after the successful release of their 4th studio album, Calm, 5 Seconds of Summer released the single 2011 in 2021. And it's a nostalgic song that celebrates and reflects upon their 10-year journey as a band. The the deluxe edition of the album here contains 5 more songs than the standard edition. Mood Swings, Flatline, Emotions, Bloodhound, and Tears. And this is on white vinyl, and it's got this die-cut sleeve that, you know, I think you can kind of see what that's like. You could slide it out, and it's going to, maybe you can change the colors. But anyway, as I said, I'm pretty sure we talked about the CD recently. There's the vinyl for us now. So this is Ash, Nuclear Sounds. This is on the Echo label. Second studio album by the Northern Irish rock band Ash. And the songs on Nuclear Sound grab ideas from the louder end of the Britpop spectrum. About half resurfaced Teenage Fan Club's grubby guitar noise, while the cleaner tracks were definitely written with blurry vision. Still, the power pop elements are borrowed from the west end of the pond. They've got kind of some glam, and Butch Vig works as his alt indie alchemy on this too. And there's thrashing and banging, and anyway, cranking monster chords and the usual kind of stuff. So, and it's like, imagine U2's Bullet the Blue Sky if Korn had thought of the song first when you listen to Death Trip 21. So these guys are not what, I'm not saying they're rip-off artists, but their originality springs from the ability to listen and learn and rewrite with their own intensity. So this is on clear and nuclear green splatter vinyl, and it kind of shows you right there sort of what that would look like. Okay. Then we have Asia. It's called Fantasia Live in Tokyo 2007. It's 3 LPs. BMG Rights Management. It's just a classic reunion album. 3 LPs of Asia. Then we have The Bad Plus, self-titled, on Edition Records. One of the defining bands in 21st century jazz makes its debut in a new iteration featuring Ben Monder and Chris Speed. Okay, now we have Nessa Barrett, Young Forever. This is on Warner Brothers. Debut solo album by this singer-songwriter, comprised of 13 confessional personal tracks. Young Forever finds the 21-year-old looking inward and dissecting the music scene while she's balancing growing up while being thrust into stardom. So further bridging the gap between pop, alternative rock, and emo music, Nessa Barrett has established her place on the scene and proven her diversity. This one is on exclusive baby pink vinyl. I want to say that this is another one that we've probably talked about before, but anyway, it's on this baby pink vinyl now, so that's why it kind of goes out as being a new release, okay? This is Gina Burch, I Play My Bass Loud. This is through Third Man Records, and this is a founding member of the Raincoats. This is her debut solo featuring Thurston Moore of Sonic Youth and Anna De Silva. So on bedroom window clear vinyl, whatever that means. That's what they're calling it, and it does say that right there on the sticker. We love when they do that. Information. Booker T and the MGs, Green Onions. The 60th anniversary of that, believe it or not. Sorry about that glare on my neon light up there. So this is on the Atlantic Catalog Group, and this is 2022 marked the 60th anniversary of this pivotal single album by pioneering soul funk house band turned international supergroup who reimagined the soul landscape with their Memphis sound. So this is on deluxe green vinyl for you, and I believe that does tell you that, again, right there on the sticker, okay? All right, this is David Bowie, A Divine Symmetry, an alternative journey through hunky dory. This is through Rhino, Parlophone. And so it's the vinyl companion to the 4 CD, 1 Blu-ray box set, which is going to be released in November of this year. This 1 LP brings together early mixes of hunky dory tracks originally featured on the Bow promo album in 1971, along with new alternative Ken Scott mixes to create an alternative version of the Hunky Dory album, and also featuring the session outtakes Bombers in the track listing there. Okay, these are a couple of great reissues from the Mute label, and this is Crime in the City Solution, and we have, let me see, we have Paradise Discotheque and Shine Gold. So both of these reissues are on mute. They're excited to announce the reissues. The discotheque, Paradise Discotheque here is on limited edition orange vinyl, and I believe it does say that here too. And it's restored from the original masters and recut. The vinyl is limited to 1,000 copies worldwide. They were a band out of time. Crime in the City Solution were perennial outsiders who just couldn't rest in their own native Australia. And instead they found their inspiration in the colder climes of London and Berlin. Their music was very mesmeric, expressive, and evolved through many incarnations and a great deal of adversity. The first incarnation of the band appeared in 1977-78 in the midst of Australia's punk scene. And they regrouped in London in 1984. So after the departure of the Rowland brothers and Epic Soundtracks, the lineup settled upon the making of Shine with singer Simon Bonney. Einstürzend Neubauten's guitarist Alexander Hack, DAF's synth player Chryslo Haas, jazz bassist Thomas Stern, violinist Bronwyn Adams, and the Bad Seeds' Mick Harvey on drums. So anyway, their expression and adventurousness really reached an apex here on 1990's Paradise Discotheque, and its epic Last Dictator saga, which spanned 4 songs laid out like chapters at the album's conclusion. The album and the variety of styles used on it, from the metallic sounds of I Have the Gun to magic realism of the Last Dictator quartet, were influenced by Bonnie and Adams' move to Vienna. Okay. And then for this one, it's on actually Shine Gold is on limited edition gold vinyl. So that was another one that was restored from the original masters. Sorry about the bird clock going off, you guys. Just try to ignore it. This is Everclear, very best of, and it is on Cleopatra. It's a 2014 compilation album by this band, and it's the band's third release with the label Cleopatra Records. The album consists of a mix of recorded Everclear originals and covers of all other bands' hits, of which were contained in on previous albums. So with an identical track listing, this album is essentially the noise outside. Stop. All right, this album is essentially a vinyl version of Return to Santa Monica with a new name and cover art, okay? So it's on pink and blue splatter vinyl. Okay, this is a reissue of Ghost Popestar on Loma Vista. It's a reissue of their second EP. They're a Swedish rock band, if you're not familiar. Popestar consists almost entirely of covers. And Ghost chose unexpected songs that differed from their own musical style. The only original track on the EP, Square Hammer, was conceived at the end of the sessions for the band's Meloria album. Because the concept of the album was already in place and the song had a different feeling, the band decided not to include it on the album. So Square Hammer was released as a single in 2016 prior to the EP. And it's on here now, though. In fact, it's the opening track. So this is on milky clear vinyl, and it says that for you on the sticker, too. Okay, next we have Godsmack, Lighting Up the Sky on the Ada label. So multi-platinum, Grammy-nominated hard rock band Godsmack released their 8th studio album here. And it's over 20 years of chart-topping success. The Boston rock band has cemented themselves as a 21st century hard rock, legit titans of rock, you could say. So to date, they've had 11 number 1 singles at rock radio, 20 top 10 hits. They've received 4 Grammy nominations, countless accolades. So it's self-produced by Godsmack's own Sully Erna and co-produced by Murdoch. This features the driving hard rock single Surrender, and you can get this on LP or CD. Okay? All right. Next up, we have some reissues here for IDK, Is He Real is the first one. These are through Warner Records. He's formerly known as DJ IDK and has long pulled his own, from his own autobiographical and rebellious stylistic inclinations to craft the sort of rap music that stands apart from existing trends, yet it has this like really magnetic pull to it as well. So Is He Real draws on IDK's lived experiences to take a look at another heavy topic, the concept of faith. Specifically the kind of faith you search for in the desperate, dire situations many Black Americans find themselves facing as a result of their status in a nation where it seems they are trapped in a second class just for being Black. So IDK looks at religion and all its complexities and flaws, trying to determine the answer to the question posed by his album's title, Is He Real? Okay, the next one, another reissue for IDK, is Simple. And this one is radiant and vibrant production with fun but complex lyricism. A simple way to describe Simple, actually. So at 20 minutes, it feels like a breeze, despite each track being an onslaught of depth that neither over nor undercooked. So the Marvel backing of this is the production, which gets guided by lively and mystifying percussion beats and keep you in a real groove. It works better when it's played in a loop instead of just one listen, but it's a definite listen that I recommend, especially just for the vibes. And lastly, You See For Yourself. This is also IDK. The second full-length studio release from the Maryland rapper. It features guest appearances from people like Jay Electronica, MF Doom, Offset, Rico Nasty, T-Pain, and Young Thug. So another heavy roster of guests. Each song flows wonderfully into the next, creating a very fluid listening experience for the album, as well as boasting those incredible featured artists. Okay. More reissues now of, these are Kesha. What is this one called? This is Animal. And these are 2 LP reissues. I guess maybe they're expanded. I don't know if she brought these out as doubles initially. Yeah, it's an expanded edition. Sorry. This is the debut studio album from Kesha, Animal. It's now available on black double vinyl. The fun and free-spirited dance pop album packs hit after iconic hit to put you in a party-ready mood like nothing else, featuring the single Blah 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 and Take It Off. Okay, now, next up is Kesha Cannibal. And this is on Legacy Recordings. All of these are reissued through Legacy Recordings. This is the expanded version of Kesha's first EP, but it is now available on black vinyl. It's a follow-up to the singer's debut album, Animal, and it encouraged you to shake off judgment and embrace your feelings with a little raunch, too, featuring the singles We Are Who We Are and Blow. And lastly, this is Kesha Warrior, and the sophomore studio album from Kesha in its expanded edition. Warrior is now available on black double vinyl, exploring magic with an expansive range of genres, including pop, EDM, rock, punk, and country. It delves into themes of spirituality and growth, and this one features the single Die Young. Okay. And it just wouldn't be a week if we didn't feature a King Gizzard. This is for Mike from Mike's Got the Spins, because he's an, I would say, certified King Gizzard fan, and absolutely a contender for his collection here is Polygon Wonderland and Mono on transparent green vinyl. And I believe that's on that Fuzz Club label, right? Yeah, Fuzz Club Records. Okay, and next up is Ben E. King, Don't Play That Song. It's on the Atlantic Catalog Group. It's got that 75 anniversary of Atlantic sticker on there. Mono version of this 1962 collected featured 5 hits, including Stand By Me, Ecstasy, First Taste of Love, Here Comes the Night, and the title track, Don't Play That Song, You Lied, and showcases the talents of the unforgettable King. Let's see. That's younger fans, you might recognize "Don't Play That Song, You Lied" as sampled by De La Soul's "A Little Bit of Soap" on KRS-One's "Bring It Back," and this is on limited edition crystal clear vinyl. Okay, this is "Madness," The Liberty of Norton Folgate on the Union Square label. This is the 9th studio album by British band Madness. It was released in 2009 originally. So this one is like a anniversary edition of. Okay, yeah. All right. The album here contains 14 tracks of quintessential madness, very subversive, expansive British pop music at its finest. All previous Madness albums, The Liberty of Norton Folgate features songwriting contributions from all the band members, and it's a timely reminder of the ability of this unique act to turn their hand into multiple musical styles. Few bands have come close to soundtracking London in the way Madness and The Liberty of Norton Folgate. It's an audio guide to the greatest city on earth, and it was remastered here. 180-gram double vinyl. It has 7 extra tracks and new interviews as well. So that's a hefty one. Okay, then we have a couple of reissues of the Mars Volta. And these are all on that Clouds Hill label where they're totally deluxe up to the max. And the first one, of course, Deloused in the Crematorium. It's a 2 LP. It's the catalog release for the U.S. market early in the formative stages of the Mars Volta. Omar Rodriguez Lopez and Cedric Bixler Zavala distilled the essence of their mission into one simple phrase: honor our roots, honor our dead. So this mindset found perfect expression in the group's 2003 debut full-length Deloused in the Crematorium, a song cycle inspired by life and death of the duo's old friend, artist and provocateur Julio Venegas. Okay, and from what I understand, this Cloud Hill label has such superior audio that even if you sort of already have this album, you cannot beat this. There was even Music on Vinyl offered this beautiful blue and gold, but it just can't beat the audio of this one. Okay, and then Francis the Mute. This one is 3 LPs, and it's the 2nd studio album by the progressive rock band. And band mainstays Omar Rodriguez Lopez and Cedric Bixler Zavala insist that labels like Prog don't interest them, and that this is emphatically not a sequel to 2003's Deloused in the Crematorium. What it was thematically inspired by a stranger's diary that was allegedly found by the late bandmate Jeremy Ward, the basis for the expansive, often amorphous musical head trip that brews psychedelia, trance, hard rock, and free jazz into a daunting new whole. Okay. And that one, yeah, also on that beautiful Clouds Hill label. Okay, this is Motorhead Bad Magic, Seriously Bad Magic, and this is on the Silver Lining label. Now, Seriously Bad Magic enjoys a bonus-packed refresh, adding 2 previously unreleased tracks, Bullet, In Your Brain, and Greedy Bastards, from those furious sessions, as well as a snarling, fangs-out live performance from that subsequent tour at the giant Mount Fuji Festival in Japan in 2015. So, Bad Magic was originally released in 2015, and it was recorded live at Energy North Hollywood Maple Studios in Grandmaster in California. It unfurled into Motorhead's toughest, leanest, meanest, and most uncompromising album in eons. So Brian May of Queen, he has a guest appearance on the track called The Devil. Bad Magic delivered the goods and then some, and there was also one of Lemmy's rawest lyrical life reflections on Till the End, and a cover of the Rolling Stones' Sympathy for the Devil. So one of the hidden gold dust additions to Bad Magic, Seriously Bad Magic here, is Motorhead's famously internationally acclaimed version of David Bowie's classic Heroes. And it was a cover version which Lemmy had a great affection for, and as such the inclusion here is both fitting and just. So it's you still get the LP of 2015's Bad Magic, but then this one is seriously Bad Magic because it's extended, with, like I said, those extra tracks and stuff. So that's here for you. Okay, then we have Naughty by Nature, 1993, 30th anniversary edition, and this is through Tommy Boy Music. So despite an excellent debut album, Naughty by Nature were kind of pegged as a one-hit wonder by some people after they'd never duplicate the inescapably catchy OPP. But when 1993 was released in 1993 with the lead single Hip Hop Hooray, the group proved that they could recreate that magic. So celebrating its 30th anniversary this year, this album's been certified platinum, and Hip Hop Hooray has become a hip hop anthem. So the single was #1 on the charts, earning the band their second top 10 hit, with the video directed by Spike Lee, featuring appearances from Tupac Shakur, Run DMC, and more. So the album also contains the hits Written on Ya Kitten and It's On, and has guest appearances from Heavy D and Queen Latifah. So production was handled entirely by the group member KG, who has one foot in the clubs and the other one on the street. And that's true of the group as a whole. So this 2LP 30th anniversary edition is on translucent orange vinyl, and it does tell you that on the sticker. All right, this is Open Mic Eagle, component system with the auto reverse, and this is on Other Ground Incorporated. And this is the 8th studio album by rapper Open Mic Eagle, and it's a tender, chaotic, and messy experience that feels all the more natural because of Open Mic Eagle's transparency with his audience. This is Eagle at his most directionless, and for the time being, that's exactly what we needed to hear from him, because that's how many of us are feeling too. Okay, then we have Paco de Lucia, the Montreux Years, and this is through BMG Rights Management UK Limited. So the finest performances from 3 legendary concerts are on here. Rare, previously unreleased material from Claude Nobbs's personal collection. Now, who the hell is Claude Nobbs? That guy was the one, we've talked about him before. He's the founder of the Montreux Jazz Festival. He passed away in 2013, but apparently his private collection is just, stellar. So this is double 180-gram heavyweight vinyl with exclusive liner notes by John McLaughlin. Okay, this is Real Friends. There's Nothing Worse Than Too Late, and this is on Pure Noise Records. They have returned with another set of emotionally charged pop-punk pop rock scorchers. So citing bands such as The Starting Line, Taking Back Sunday, and Jimmy Eat World as influence behind the writing of There's Nothing Worse Than Too Late, the Illinois group firmly weave those influences into their brand of punk pop. This is the indie exclusive. It's on blue and purple Galaxy vinyl, and it does say that in the sticker. Okay, this is Leon Russell, Looking Back, and it's on the Real label. So this is an instrumental album demonstrating Russell's virtuosity on the harpsichord. Much of the material arose from recording sessions in the mid-'60s. So the album has remained a must-have component for every Leon Russell fan's record collection. And by the time this album was released, he was considered to be the biggest concert draw of 1973 by Billboard magazine. And this is on purple vinyl. And there's nothing to tell you that it is, but I guess kind of go by that. It's that color of purple. And nope, no sticker. All right, this is a nice reissue, Saint Etienne, Good Humor, and it's on the Heavenly label. It's their 4th studio album, and they're the English alternative dance band, Saint Etienne, if you're not familiar with them. It was released in 1998 by Creation Records originally, and now as a faithful reissue on limited edition, transparent green, dark green, and white splatter-colored vinyl. And if you don't know them, they're just so catchy, and it's just such fun music. I really like Saint Etienne. I wish they were still making music all the time. Okay, this is Stray Cats' Greatest Hits. It's on the Curb label. It's 1992 compilation, and it features 10 classic hits from the Rockabilly Revivalists. And it has Rock This Town, Stray Cat Strut, and Top Hip Gotta Go on here. So, yeah, it's kind of one of those like budget releases on Curb, but you know. Sure Sure, Spirit Mission. This is on Org Music. Sure Sure is an indie band from the east side of Los Angeles. And the highly prolific group has been releasing music since 2014. Sure Sure's recordings and infectious live shows have quickly solidified them as one of the most exciting up-and-coming bands out of Southern California. So Spirit Mission seems like it's been a long time coming, considering singles started releasing in 2020. But it's here now, and it's on limited edition electric blue vinyl, and it does say that up there on the sticker. Okay, this is Tangerine Dream, Zeit, and this is on the LMLR. So Zeit is a 1972 release, the band's third studio album, which features the classic Tangerine Dream lineup. Its remastered audiophile sound quality. Zeit is subtitled Largo in 4 movements. So the package includes the obi strip here. It's a gatefold jacket with 2 pockets and printed inner sleeves, 2 LPs on orange colored vinyl, and it looks like that. It does, so it does tell you that that's the orange. Okay, this is Steve Vai, and it's Vai/Gash. Flavored Nations is the label. So this one has a little bit of a story. This from Steve Vai has said this record was written and recorded in somewhat of a stream of consciousness in 1991, within perhaps a 2-week period, as an answer to my desire to have a particular kind of music to listen to when I was riding my Harley Davidson motorcycle with my friends. It's reminiscent of a certain type of rock music I enjoyed as a teenager in the 1970s. These recordings sat on the shelf for over 30 years and are being released now in 2023. So here's the story, an abbreviated synopsis of the anecdotal history and fond remembrances as articulated by Vai in the liner notes offer detail on this singer, Gash, and his deep connection to Steve Vai. From his teenage years on Long Island to today, he has openly shared his love of motorcycles. Gash also shared that passion, and after 3 decades, Steve Vai has finally shared his master with the world. In his opinion, he would have absolutely been the greatest rock lead singer you would ever want to know. All the elements were in place, but he was gone. So disheartened, I put the entire project on the shelf, and I would listen to it at least once a year for the past 30 years, especially around the anniversary of his passing. Then recently something compelled me to want to put it out now. I wish you would have had the chance to get to know John. I believe you would have loved him just as we all did. For now, he's in the wind. So Gash is the singer on this, and Steve Vai, of course, is just, ripping it up with the guitar. So, yeah, a pretty interesting kind of a thing. So, recorded in 1991. Have a listen. And then we have Muddy Waters, the best of Muddy Waters, 1948 through 1956. And this is on, the Acrobat label. Okay. While the paper gets stuck to itself. Okay. So Muddy Waters, one of the most important figures in post-war blues, influencing some of the most significant rock musicians of his era. He was one of the most prominent in a relatively, small group of performers who effectively invented and defined the approach to amplified guitar-based blues. In the hotbed of the genre, Chicago, and much of what has happened since then reflects on Muddy Waters' rich legacy. This 14-track collection, featuring such instantly recognizable numbers as I'm Your Hoochie Coochie Man, Got My Mojo Workin', and I'm Ready, offers an entertaining overview of his recordings aimed at the commercial market, especially in the context of an R&B scene which was changing rapidly during a decade and a half of musical evolution and revolution. A delightful celebration of his unique style, which became the template for every electric blues performer. So this is a real nice collection. How many tracks are on that? 14 tracks, yeah. All right, and this is Coey Wetzel. It's called El Paso. It's on Columbia Records. El Paso is the 4th full-length album from the genre-bending artist Coey Wetzel. The Northeast Texas-born singer, songwriter, guitarist, and producer continues to unapologetically trailblaze as the ultimate country rock star, bulldozing the boundaries between Nashville songcraft, rowdy Texas spirit, and rain-swept Seattle hard rock. So Coe wrote and produced El Paso alongside longtime collaborator Taylor Kimball at Sonic Ranch Studios, which is just a stone's throw away from the Mexican border in El Paso, Texas. So, okay, you guys, this is the wrap up. And now the list below, like I said, we'll have a lot more titles on there. And, you know, there's like a new Autechre out, I know that, and I'm trying to think of what else is in there. There's tons. So just have a look at the list below, and don't forget to pop on and just kind of just tell me what you're really looking forward to for Record Store Day. I'm interested. So I will see you next time. Everybody have a great weekend. And yeah, the weather's been brutal here in California. It's freezing cold. It's storming. It's snowing in the Carmel Valley this morning. How crazy is that? But anyway, here we go. Buckle up, everybody, and stay safe. Have a nice weekend. I'll see you next time.